Shang Tsung wins.
All right, man. So, you... good God, holy crap. All right, man. So you don't know who this dude is. You don't know any of the drama that's been going on with this weirdo at all whatsoever, do you?
No, I have no idea who that is.
Okay, so this is Angry Television, and he is by far one of the most delusional people I've ever seen in my damn life. Like, straight up man-child. Like, I genuinely, I needed you to see this because you and I go around in the same type of community in the sense of we, not hacker hunters, more along the line of cheater hunters. You know what I mean? We actually look into this kind of stuff. We know, for the most part, what we're talking about. And, you know, I've got my cheat deving, holy crap, my holy crap. My cheating background and stuff like that with creating cheat codes and a whole bunch of other stuff for multiple different consoles, multiple different games, all that jazz. So for the most part, I know what I'm talking about when it comes to this kind of stuff. Obviously, the newer stuff is kind of a little wacky out there. You know, I don't know everything, but for the most part, I can piece together what I need to. And, you know, I know what I'm talking about. And you, of course, coming from the fighting community, you obviously know about your stuff and everything. So you deal with the cheating aspect of that as well, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
It's crazy
so
over here, so fill me in on what's going on here.
all right, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna press play, and you're gonna see some major cope, and just be prepared because the best way I can put it, this dude originally called out a streamer by the name of Galaxywz, said that he was using a Cronus, made these all crazy wackadoo accusations. And when Galaxywz went ahead and slapped down those accusations, said, no, screw you, dude. This is 100% real. Like, this is me playing. I don't use a Cronus. I don't need any of this. This dude threw a tantrum and decided to change it up because, again, it didn't fit his little world he was trying to build. And he said, well, that's not good enough now. We need to do a in-person PC check. That is the only way to settle whether you're cheating or not, is to go to your house and me watch your gameplay from over your shoulder, and we do a PC check. How would you feel if somebody said that to you?
Honestly, man, if somebody... okay, so I'm assuming that they went through all the previous checks of checking through the PC, right? Like, you know, like open your file system, make sure that you don't got anything, like, known that we know it's as a cheating program, right? So I'm assuming...
100%. He has never been caught with cheating software on his PC, ever.
So I'm assuming that they've already asked that, because to me, that situation... Well, first off, that situation is kind of like... You can't really force somebody to do that. If I go, no matter how strong I feel towards somebody that I think is cheating in a game, I can't go there like, you have to let me come to your house and not let me watch you play to make sure. And now, granted, here's the thing that you got to understand, right? If somebody goes up to me and accuses me of cheating, and then, you know, that they want me to do that, right? I say no. Well, obviously, I have to deal with the fact that may not look good on my public image, right? But I still got to understand that I'm trading privacy for public image, essentially. So I'm going to make a prediction here, and I'm going to assume that this guy I'm watching right here on my screen probably hasn't gone through every level of checks and immediately went to that like last resort scenario and is getting butthurt about it. Is that my guess?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, okay. You nailed it right on the head. He is a very low level PC tech. He rebuilds PCs, repairs them, and, you know, does, you know, stereotypical Radio Shack style stuff. He literally called his place that he works at kind of like a mom and pop thing. They do PCs and stuff like that, but they don't do televisions, which is ironic because of his name, Angry Television. But they don't do that. They don't do printers, and they don't do drones. And in my personal opinion, if you don't expand and at least learn how to, you know, do these things, you're never going to learn anyway. It's just that's the whole thing within itself. But to sit there and be just essentially a repair tech, and you want to sit there and accuse people of cheating and say, hey, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to do PC checks on you, and I'm going to be able to figure out everything because I know everything. So given his background, or at least the background that I gave you, which is the basic background that he gave everybody else, do you think this guy is qualified to do PC checks? He's never cheated before in his life. Has zero coding background, at least from what I've been able to like see in his videos. And on top of that, he didn't know what any of these cheat devices did or anything. He legitimately thought up until about a week ago, prior to making his first video against Galaxywz, he thought a Cronus was something that you would stick like on your monitor wise, and it would track it like it was an artificial aimbot. That is what he thought a Cronus was.
So I'm assuming this is guys sounds to me like a Quantum TV situation where you remember Quantum TV was basically claiming he was a tech savvy guy. He knew all the TV stuff, but didn't know that every TV had to be calibrated differently. And he was given
100%.
he was given the same settings for all the TVs, and he was getting
Yep.
pissed
Oh
off
yeah,
at the
dude.
TV community.
It just looks like a massive goofball.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. So that's basic background for this guy. So let's get into this most recent video, and I just knowing what you know, tell me what you see in this video.
I'm
So-
sure if you follow my channel, you saw the cheating video where I called out Galaxy Warzone. I talked about cheating in Warzone itself, cheating in Call of Duty in general. Now, I'm more specifically a Warzone content creator, I guess. There's some videos on YouTube talking about how they can fix Warzone. You can't fix Warzone. There's really nothing you can do about the way the game is right now. There's nothing you can do. Now, I
Stop
am
right
going
there.
to be calling out.
That is already a dumb statement because that's like saying, "Oh, you can't fix Destiny. Oh, you can't fix Black Ops 7. Oh, you can't fix Tekken 8." No, you 100% can fix any of those things. It's just a matter of do they want to fix it. I can think of a bunch of solutions, and I'm sure you can think of even more, especially in Call of Duty, since you're a Call of Duty streamer, of what they could do to fix it. I mean, we were talking about the other month about the anti-cheat situation where we were saying how the anti-cheat needed to be a preventive cheat, like
Yep.
I think you said proactive rather than a reaction based anti cheat.
Yep.
And
Yep.
yeah, that's one thing they could immediately do. So that right off the get go, this is not looking good for him.
No, it's an immediate red flag. And the thing is, too, is that he's talking about like the best part is that like he you'll see it because he explains it stupidly. He calls himself a Warzone or a Call of Duty content creator, which couldn't be further from the freaking truth. Did he make content revolving around Call of Duty? Yes, he did. But you're about to figure out. I'll show you what happened and why that statement is ridiculous in how we got to this point. But we'll watch a little bit more.
A new streamer today. Now, before I do that, let's dive into this whole cheating situation with Call of Duty. There are so many different ways you can cheat in this game. If you run a 2PC setup, it's as convoluted as running a DMA, and it makes it look organic, and you can't even tell. Anti-cheat can't pick it up to the most basic stuff, which is obviously the aim matrix and the Chronos Zen. Cheating has been part of video games for decades. I mean, it goes all the way back to like putting a Game Shark in an N64. That was harmless. It wasn't something that you were trying to hurt anybody else with. The highly competitive nature of these games, you have a lot of cheating going on, especially in first-person shooters. It's not just Call of Duty. You have it at Apex, you have it in Counter-Strike, you have it in Rainbow Six Siege. To me, Call of Duty should be more of a tactical shooter. I don't know how we've gotten to this Simcade part, the Simcade era of the game, where things are just kind of crazy. You have grappling hooks and the movement's insane and the aim assist and this, that, the weapon.
So I'm going to stop right here for a second. First off, I love that he brings up the Game Shark in Game Genie and stuff like that. All the like the retro style stuff. That 100% was used and still is used to this day to harm certain communities in the sense of like cheating aspects of it. There are people that use Game Sharks all the time. They get banned from leaderboards for speed running and completions and a whole bunch of other things that use old school style stuff like that, like old Game Sharks and stuff like that, to cheat their way to the top.
Yeah,
it happens all the time.
Somebody, this was a couple weeks ago. Didn't like somebody literally get banned? Like they did like a world record speed run of one of like I don't know if it was a Mario 64 game, but they did a speed run. They broke the record. Then it like later came out that they were using a Game Shark or one of those Game Genie things, and then they got taken off the world record.
I'm not entirely sure, mainly because I didn't see it, but it wouldn't surprise me. Like I said, it is very prominent. Holy crap, prominent in anything that you can be cheated in or modified, or in the sense of stuff like that with games. You're always going to find people that are going to use it to their advantage in the sense of like it's not just going to be like a Pokemon, for instance, right? Mm-hmm. You could nowadays cheating in Pokemon is extremely prevalent, and it's ridiculous, mainly because you're running into hack Pokemon if you go online all the time. You can literally just trade with somebody randomly, and you're gonna get a website advertising, and it's gonna be a shiny legendary that has been freaking shiny locked that you can't get. It's just it's stupid stuff. Like, it is so widespread in that game. It's absolutely insane. But the other thing is that when he's talking about simplicity of the chronosens and stuff like that, and of course DMA can be detected. There's a couple other hoops you have to jump through, but it can be detected. It's just these people, the people behind these games need to have the drive and the money and the want to actually go for it. And in my personal opinion, Call of Duty just they're not, the anti-cheat isn't built to be able to find DMA cheats. It's not. And until they update their software, and actually I say software, but update their stuff in the sense of being able to actually penetrate through that type of stuff and be able to detect DMA cheats, no cheat is undetectable. I don't care what anybody says. DMA cheats can be detected, and
any cheat can be
it
detected.
just comes down to, oh yeah, dude,
Yeah.
it literally just comes down to whether or not they're willing to spend the amount of money needed in order to actually do it.
We literally saw that the other I think it was the other month in Street Fighter 6. Whenever Alex came out, they updated their anti-cheat, and they basically updated the algorithm to basically detect these new types of cheats that people were using. And these people were claiming, oh, you can't catch these cheats, they're undetectable. They'd basically have to dump a whole bunch of money into a new anti-cheat system, because the game uses easy anti-cheat since it's in the, I think it uses easy anti-cheat, but they were like, oh, they can't do nothing about that since it's easy anti-cheat. They'd have to get their own like proprietary anti-cheat system and dump a lot of money into it. Well, using easy anti-cheat, it got a patch, and boom, they were banning it was catching people running those types of cheats. So anything gets undetectable. I mean, anything can be detected. It's just a matter of how much effort you put into it and how much money, you know.
Oh, 100%, and that's exactly what it is. It's forever a cat and mouse game.
Yeah,
They're always going to be one-upping each other no matter what you do. It just, Activision in Call of Duty specifically is so behind the eight ball with it because they just refuse to put the money into it. Like there's certain vectors and stuff that they swear that they were going to put in there, and it's going to be the safest thing in ranked. That they disabled remote play, trying to stop these cheaters from being able to use AI aimbot, and it's still extremely rampant. So obviously remote play, disabling it didn't help it.
Yeah.
But rather than taking it a step further and investigating everything a step further, they just threw their hands up and was like, okay, we did it. We disabled remote play. We're gonna call it. That's it. That's it for this season. Good luck, everybody. That's literally what it comes down to, is just the effort part. So to sit there and make a blank statement that DMA cheats can't be detected, and certain aspects of that can't be no 100%. There are ways to detect this kind of crap. As you and I both just said, though, it comes down to actually want to put forth the effort and the money into it.
Absolutely.
No, I'm going to go ahead and resume it now.
Builds and the skins and all this different stuff, all these moving parts within Call of Duty that just make it what it doesn't need to be. As far as fixing Warzone, it's just not going to happen. The reason is
also, I want to go on record and say this: Call of Duty has never been a tactical shooter. It has always been an arcade shooter.
I
don't know where he got that from. Like,
Call of Duty has always been a tactical shooter in the new Infinity Ward era with MW 2019 and MW2. Every game before that, even I want to say, go back as far as MW4, Call of Duty 4, right? That game was arcadey. That's what it was. It was arcadey. And then when Treyarch showed up with World at War and then Black Ops, they just took that arcadey and cranked it up to 100.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like, don't get me wrong, that there are definitely certain aspects of Black Ops 1 that are more realistic than what goes on nowadays. But again, it was always built around an arcade shooter. Yeah. Like that is always what it has been. It is. I don't know where he's getting this idea that it was a tactical shooter. But again, it comes down to him not having knowledge about any of this. I'm assuming
that he's one of the newer Gen COD players, people who joined in during the MW 2019-2020 Warzone era, and a lot of those people, I don't know if you notice, they like to talk a lot big about how they know what Call of Duty is, this and that, but they're new heads, they didn't play before that.
Oh, 100%. And you're going to see a lot of that green on this guy pretty damn quick. Like, he's been playing technically since MW3, or at least from what I remember in one of his other videos. But you'll hear it. You'll hear exactly what I mean. And he exposes himself so bad. But we'll go ahead and resume this thing.
It's not going to happen. You're not going to see a significant change until Modern Warfare 4 comes out and they integrate that into Warzone. There's all these
Bullshit.
suggestions. Well, they just need to make Warzone a standalone game. It is a standalone game. The only difference is they integrate the newest Call of Duty that had released that year into the game. They put that.
So it's not a standalone game then. If you're integrating a game into a game, it is not a standalone game. That is literally like Warzone has never been a standalone game. It's always been a branch. Exactly. Like they go hand in hand. That's why the advertisements are the same when you boot up COD HQ. It doesn't matter if you're booting up Black Ops 7 or you're booting up Warzone.
Here's
The
my issue
cutscenes are
with
the same.
here's my issue with the standalone game talk. My issue is that Call of Duty isn't really a game anymore as like it used to be. I see it more as a service, like Madden. Like you're paying for an update, the yearly update. That's what you're paying for. It's not really a standalone game. Can it really be a standalone game if Warzone and Black Ops 7 or whatever the game of that year is, they're both getting updates at the same time, they're both on the same engine, they both have the same vulnerabilities? Is it really a standalone game? I mean, it's really...
Yeah, exactly. That is my exact point. It doesn't make any sense. The guy does not know what he's talking about. And it genuinely, like, the fact that there are people that actually think that this guy knows what he's talking about is what is really concerning to me. But, like, it's just... How are you going to sit there and say that it's a standalone game when people all over the world, like, continuously have said that Warzone needs to be its own standalone game? So if the collective around you is saying that it's not a standalone game and it needs to be its own standalone game, you don't have to be the black sheep and sit there and be like, guys, it is a standalone game. It's got a different title. You didn't know that? The title's different. It's like I don't understand where the thought process is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just it's wild. But anyway, let's continue this. We're only like a minute and a half and we're already ripping this thing apart.
That movement into the game. They do that to keep it from going stale. Do they need to do that? Not necessarily. But Warzone technically is its own game. They're not going to change the formula. They're not going to change how they do this. Yes, they're losing players, but besides some tweaks and some changes in the gameplay, the movement, the guns, and how all that works, Warzone really just isn't.
So everything that's in Black Ops 7.
The person I'm calling out today, this is a guy that I used to watch on Twitch, and I actually stopped because I think he's cheating. Now, I have to be a little different about how I approach calling out streamers when it comes to Call of Duty. I need to be a little better about just showing proof. That's what the community wants. Hold on. Show some.
So, let me get this straight. You stopped watching a guy you've watched for a long time because you think he's cheating. Not because you know he's cheating. You think he's cheating.
Exactly. This is the mentality. What I honest to God think had happened, right, is that this dude was getting his rear end beat in COD and couldn't figure out why. So he started Googling, why am I losing in Call of Duty? And then he ended up falling down the wannabe hacker hunter rabbit holes all over YouTube and got a ton of misinformation and then got laser focused on certain streamers that people have been calling out for years. And this is one of the streamers that people have been calling out for years. But the people that are calling this guy out don't understand the game's mechanics and the fact that you can abuse the ever-living crap out of them and look super shady and super sus. It just, this is that boomer mentality that he has, right? It's, I see something at face value, it's black and white. And it's not black and white, it's gray. And it's just, it's wild, dude. The rabbit hole gets insane. We run into conspiracy theory and just, it's nuts.
I'm only going to talk about this and this example because I know that some of the people that may be watching this video are from the same fighting game community that I am. But this is the same mentality as, like, let's say we know there are shills in Tekken 8 and Mortal Kombat 1 that shill the game out and don't say anything bad about it. Now, I have my suspicions on who I think is getting paid, like with contracts and stuff like that. Does that mean I'm not going to watch that person anymore? No, because at the end of the day, I don't know if they really are or not. And after I had that conversation with the YouTuber True Underdog Gaming, he's told me he's not getting paid by NRS or Warner Bros. So I'm like, okay, well, I thought you were, so my bad. So, and I still watch that dude's content. So at the end of the day, if I say I think this guy's doing something and I stop watching because of that, but you're not like doing any of your own research or like I don't know, like being man enough about it to go like, okay, I think he may be doing it, but at the end of the day, that's not enough to say he really did do it. I don't know. That's just kind of like weird that he would go out and say that.
It's just the whole threshold with this when you keep the threshold that he keeps hitting, right, is they're cheating because I think that they're cheating.
Yeah.
And you're gonna see in this video that he even admits that he can't tell whether they're cheating or not. Like it's ridiculous, right? He's supposedly trying to be this hacker hunter, that he's spotting cheating, but he doesn't have a clue how to spot it. It's just you'll see.
If you're calling yourself a hacker hunter
So
and you're claiming that you don't know, you can't tell the difference of who's cheating and who's not, then you really should not be in a position to say, this person I think is hacking, this guy looks super suspicious, because clearly you don't know what you're talking about.
100%. And the thing is too is that like I'll be totally fair with him. He himself has never called himself a hacker hunter, but he is carrying the mentality and the thought process of one. Like you check off the boxes, and he is checking off every single freaking one of them.
Okay.
Without actually putting a label on himself for it. So I will be fair and admit to that.
I don't show an exact clip that says, hey, look, this is what he's doing, then I have to word it differently. I have to say different things. So
no, okay. Again, this is something you can't just sit there and be like, "Oh, well, I don't have an actual clip of him cheating, so I'm going to word it differently to make it look like he's cheating." You are steering the narrative. You are creating you're creating a narrative. Yeah, exactly. Gaslighting. You're manipulating your audience. You're manipulating the situation. In other words, you're lying. If you are not going to get the truth, or you're not going to take the truth, or at the very least have any proof, and you're making an accusation with something like that, straight up, you're lying. Like, if you don't know, and you're like, yeah, he's cheating, but I can't prove that he's cheating, so I'm going to word it differently to make it seem like to viewers that don't know what they're talking about, just like I don't, then he's going to look like he's cheating. You are manipulating the situation. That is what it's PSYOP info op. I'm going to tell you what you want to hear, not what you need to know. That's what happens. And that's where his audience comes into play. Is a lot of his audience are people that, just like him, think that every single good player that they go up against is cheating. Don't get me wrong. Cheating in Call of Duty is rampant. It is a problem. It is a genuine problem. I'm not denying that. But the amount of people that actively think that they're getting cheated, when in actuality they're just going up against a sweat and they know how to abuse the game's mechanics better than them. And you'll see this in his actual gameplay. He does show some gameplay in here, and I'll point it out. That is what is going on. The vast majority of people that get reported or accused of cheating in this game, aren't cheating. And a lot of these players that accuse people of cheating don't understand what cheating looks like unless it's completely and utterly blatant.
The guy that I'm calling out, it's might as well be Mac. Now, he's been on Call of Shame. The Ricks talked about him. This guy has been shadow banned multiple times.
Which doesn't mean anything.
It's kind of the same
and also,
situation
how would you know if he really is shadow? How do you really know if somebody's shadow banned? Like, how do you really know?
So, he streams, so there's times where he gets kicked off of his account in the sense of like, so when you get shadow banned, you get thrown out of the lobby, and then when you try and get into another lobby, your ping goes right up to like 199 to 200. That's how you know you're shadow banned. You're unlimited matchmaking. But the thing is that as much as Activision loves to claim that their shadow ban system, that type of stuff is based off of both reports and the anti-cheat finding something, even cheat providers have come out and said that's complete and utter bullshit. That they will cheat the ever-living crap on an account when they're testing their cheats out, and it comes down to trust score, and it comes down to the amount of reports. If it's an aged account, you can probably cheat on that thing for a couple hours or a couple of days. Easily. Not a problem. But if it's a fresh account that you're cheating on blatantly, you'll get shadow banned like that, and using the exact same cheat provider. It literally comes down to that kind of stuff. So in my personal opinion, and a lot of other actual people that know what they're talking about, like other content creators like It's Hoppa, have openly, actually has communications with some cheat providers and, still hit him up or from his past, will tell you straight up that is a complete and utter bullshit, that shadow banning means absolutely fuck all nothing. It is literally just based off of reports. And I'll tell you this right here and now. The reason why this dude does get shadow banned a lot is something that he does not point out, and it's something that Call of Shame doesn't point out. It's something that a lot of these want.
It's because people spam report him. Is that right?
Technically, yes, but it is for a specific reason. This guy does 2-box. He 2-boxes in the easier lobbies. And in my personal opinion, I don't care if anybody 2-boxes. People think it's cheating. Quite frankly, I don't care. The matchmaking system, skill-based matchmaking, is extremely manipulative at its core. And so at the end of the day, in my personal opinion, you're just manipulating manipulating the manipulator. And if that system wasn't in play, this would not be possible. So at the end of the day, are you going to get mad at the people that are taking advantage of a broken system, or are you going to get mad at the people that have actually created and implemented and refused to fix that broken system?
Isn't 2-boxing technically like you can get banned for it if they catch you? Like it's in their TOS?
It's not technically in their TOS. It is a very specific line, and it creates the way that these streamers do it, right? Or the reason why that they do it creates a very gray area. So the TOS, at least the ones that I've seen, I'll double check and put it on the video if I'm wrong or if I find something else. But the TOS that I personally have found is the one about boosting. And it explicitly says if you are caught boosting in the sense of to be able to rank up, gain XP, unlock things, or anything like that, right? Mm-hmm. Then it is a bannable offense in the sense of like that way. But what reverse boosting does, all it's really doing for the most part is just putting you in an easier lobby. And these guys do not host races to win, first to get to 900 or whatever. I know Swag does. He might be too. As far as I know, he doesn't do box. But unless you are doing it in a competition way, right? In the sense of like you're like, all right, guys, I'm reverse boosting, and I'm reverse boosting to get to rank 1,000 or level 1, Master Prestige rank 1,000, right? Then it's a bannable offense. But if they're literally just doing it to circumvent the matchmaking system, it's technically not breaking TOS. Activision has said that they have banned people for doing reverse boosting, but there is no public. Well, that's the thing. There's no actual public records in the sense of like I've never been able to find one.
There was a guy in Black Ops 6. I don't remember who it was, but it was when when Ranked first came out. Because that's when they updated their anti-cheat systems and all that sort of stuff. But essentially, there was a guy that was 2-boxing. So 2-boxing, it's the one where you have you have the dummy account, you join up on him, and you just do that forever. So Activision has said that if you do that, they can shadow ban you for this is what they say, manipulating the matchmaking algorithm. That is what they say. You're manipulating the matchmaking algorithm. Now, you won't get perma-banned for that, but you can get shadow banned, and I think that you can get like a temporary ban. And there was a guy who, there was a guy who I knew who did get hit by that because all he would do was just 2-box all the time.
Yep. And actually, this guy did get a temp ban at one point or another. And in my personal opinion, it was because of that. Okay. So, like, it's one of those situations where I personally have not seen anybody get permanently banned for 2-boxing.
Yeah, I haven't.
I've never seen it. And I've searched the internet, and I can't find anybody publicly, at least. Activision has said that they've done it, but there is no public record of anybody actually getting like perma-banned. And that's the thing, too, is that they'll sit there, like, the conception is that they'll twist words. The hacker hunter community will twist words when it comes to these streamers in the sense of like, oh, he's been banned so many times. It's like, no, he's been shadow banned. He's never been perma banned. He's been temporary banned once, but that's it. Yeah. So if you're 2-boxing into these easier lobbies, right, against lower skilled players, to them, you look like a cheater. So they are going to report you. So you're going to get shadow banned more often than not. It's just how it is. So in my personal, like, I just go ahead, but
I was gonna say the other day I literally had a bunch of I got put in a search and destroy match. It was against a full party, and everybody there was saying that I was cheating because I'm not even joking when I say this. I had aimbot with the knife. You know the knife lunge?
Dude, Yep.
Yeah, they're saying I was aimbotting with a melee weapon. Mind you,
see-
everybody has guns and all this sort of stuff, and I was like, okay, so you're gonna report me for that? And they're like, yeah. I was like, okay, good luck. And they just all said that
Like,
they were gonna
you-
report me.
Right, dude. It's like, you do you, buddy. I'll chill here and I'll do my thing. That's my. Oh, sorry about that. That's my point, though. That is the mentality of Call of Duty right now. It is conspiracy theory. It is misinformation. It is people not knowing what cheating actually looks like. And this dude right here embodies every bit of that. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna resume.
Yep. Go ahead.
But yeah, no, it's dumb.
Galaxy Warzone. Galaxy Warzone is a bigger streamer, slightly bigger streamer. He does better with his long form content on
That's Galaxy
YouTube,
Warzone,
and then
right?
he has like I think over 70.
No, this is Might As Well Be
which
Mac.
Might as well be Mac is a decent sized streamer. He's not the biggest, but he's been accused of cheating numerous times. You have people in his chat that thinks he's cheating, and he gets pretty offended over this stuff. Actually, he gets really upset when you bring up cheating.
Connor, those guys are all like the hacker hunter sheep, man. They live in a fairy tale land, brother. They're not the smartest type of people, so yeah. There's no beef, man. He's just making content because he can't do it himself. So you guys
Sounds real angry to me. Real mad.
He does not sound offended.
intelligent. And he actually knows for a fact that I'm not cheating, but he farms the people that don't understand that, and they eat it up, and they're hateful, miserable people.
Which is exactly what
It is like
what
me.
Call of Shame and what these
This is like me when I'm shit talking to people that say I'm cheating and I play like a scrub with a knife.
Yeah, dude.
Doesn't sound mad to me.
Oh, dude, that's exactly what it is, though. Is that these guys sit there and they take that at like what he's saying right now. Oh, he's so butthurt. He's so mad. No, he's not.
No.
He gets it all the time because everybody thinks everybody's freaking cheating, and he gets sick and tired of having to explain it. So when you have somebody hopping into your freaking live stream and accusing you of cheating or whatever, yeah, you're gonna react as just shrugging it off like, yeah, no, these guys are conspiracy theories. They're wackadoos. Like I don't care. They do them. It is whatever. And that's what these guys take as raging, is simple stuff like that. And I will show you what actual raging is in a little bit. You'll see it in this video.
It's like a cult, kind of. Like you just like straight up lie to their face knowingly, and you farm them for money and views, and they believe you and worship them. It's like very, very weird.
Now I'm not gonna
Real negative
I'm not
energy
gonna
there.
dive too much into the whole psychological part of somebody claiming that you're doing something you're not. If you weren't doing it, probably wouldn't bother you so much. Just being honest. But the fact that he
It's not that bothers him. The 100%, that is not what bothers him. What bothers him is that it happens so often, and eventually you just get tired of it. Like I said, it's got nothing to do with people accusing him of cheating and stuff like that. It's the day in and day out from the people that don't know what cheating looks like, that come from these communities, that will sit there and just spam the ever living crap out of it. That is what is annoying, and that's where the irritation comes from.
gets so offended. He went through that AI script with Call of Shame where they actually picked up some anomalies with his gameplay. The software that guy uses to look at somebody's gameplay and say, hey, look, there's something off. There was a lot of anomalies, and they're saying that he might actually be using aimbot.
So I'm going to say this right here and now because I know that you don't really like Call of Shame all that much. That AI freaking overlay is nothing. It does nothing. It is literally, there are so many false positives from that. It's not even funny. You literally, there was a person that was blatantly aimbotting, right? And his own overlay, mind you, he didn't catch this because again, he doesn't pay attention before he uploads, but it said that it was completely normal. It can't detect anything. Like it's nothing. It's an overlay that is specifically coded for specific reasons in the sense of like you can control the outcome.
Yeah.
If I wanted you to look sus, I could code it and sit there and be like, hey, I want it to look sus. So I'm going to have this spike here, and every single time that he ADSs, I'm going to have it spike. That's what it's going to look for. That's, again, it comes down to the fact that these aren't reputable sources. These aren't the actual game devs. These aren't the companies that create these anti-cheats. So why would you trust somebody like that? Like, you have they have everything to gain and nothing to lose when it comes to lying to your face about that stuff. I don't understand how people can't see through that.
But let's go ahead and talk about the obvious with Might As Well Be Mac. He hides his in-lobby screen because he's 2-boxing, 3-boxing, maybe 4-boxing.
Oh, no.
No doubt he's using
He hides his
hardcore
lobby
no.
screen.
These are just the basic things. These are in violation of the terms and service that you agreed to before playing the game. So the fact that he's doing this, he's not being honest. And
Wait,
he's hurting
go back. What did you say was in violation of the TOS?
The two boxing thing. But again,
Okay.
did you notice how he does not show what the TOS actually says about boosting?
Because he doesn't know. He's never seen
that.
it.
Exactly. That's the thing. Is he is taking information that has been given to him through these other hacker hunters, and he's just regurgitating it. It is a simple situation where you have 5% of the information, and a person with the other 95 is going to come around and just smack the ever-living crap out of you.
I guarantee you that if anybody pressured this dude into saying what the TOS says about that, he probably would just go, well, it says you can't 2-box.
Exactly. It's under boosting. No, it's not. I have checked word for word. 2-boxing does not show up in that TOS at all whatsoever. It doesn't. But
Call of Duty community.
yeah.
Period. There's no getting around that. You can say whatever you want to say. Might as well be Mac, but that's what you're doing. And you hide it because you don't even want to be honest.
If anybody's salty, it sounds like this dude is.
Shit, then I guess in my videos I better start showing the lobby screen then too. I might be looking a little sus.
Fancy graphics of you're just another guy. You're just like another Galaxy Warzone, and you're just another long list of streamers.
Take it very, very, like, note of this, right? He's sitting there and he's trying to belittle him, right? Yeah. You're beneath me. You're beneath them. You're nothing. You don't mean anything. Dude, this dude is wildly successful. Okay? I mean, look at his subs. That's just in one day, dude. Let's see this guy do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's entertaining. That is the whole point of why he 2-boxes. I've said this in my last video, right? The other reason why they 2-box is because it's more entertaining than it is to sit there and get irritated and have to deal with skill-based matchmaking and get frustrated and rage quit all the time. Would you rather watch a person that is pulling off these crazy plays, doing what they do, looking nuts, looking crazy, or would you like a person that's just getting slapped around all the time? Which would you most likely tune into?
It's mainly for entertainment because this reminds me of like King J, who does Tekken 8 content. So they're ranked. It's just filled with cheaters. We already know this. But in pubs, it's more casual. He doesn't really stream ranked anymore ever since Season 3. Now he's just more like a casual player. He just mains like goofy characters to have fun with it and try to get a good build out of them. And occasionally he'll have people going like, oh, why aren't you playing ranked anymore? Why aren't you playing ranked? Aren't you like a pro player? Like stuff like that. And he's even gone on stream and said, look, guys, if you guys want to see me play ranked, you're going to see me get mad. And like that's not a stream that I want to have. This is way more fun. I'm actually having fun. So would you rather would you rather see me get mad and ranked or have fun and casual?
Exactly. And that's the thing. That is the mentality that these people don't understand. At the end of the day, their job as streamers is to entertain their audience. So the best way for them to do that, and sadly enough, because skill-based matchmaking is a thing, is to 2-box. Does it make it okay? No. I don't like the idea that people are able to just sit there and pound the snot out of little Timmy No-Thumbs or a person that has lower skill, like myself. But at the end of the day, am I going to get mad at them for it? No, because I know it's not coming from malice. I know that they're not, doing it to make you look bad. They are doing it, yes, granted, to make themselves look good. Yeah. But they're also doing it to entertain their audience. So in my personal opinion, I don't care. I don't care that they 2-box. That's not a big deal to me.
My stance on 2-box is essentially, I don't really care if you use it. I more so care if you're being dishonest about that you're doing it. Like if you're sitting there,
I agree.
If you're sitting there telling your community, no, I've never 2-boxed. All of my lobbies are like 100% authentic. That and if you're like actually 2-boxing, then I'm gonna be honest. That's where I stop going like, okay, I'm losing respect for you. But if you're just 2-boxing, like, yeah, I 2-box, like who cares? So I'm like, okay, I don't really care. Like if you 2-box, just like don't lie to your viewers.
Yeah, 100%. And that's the thing, is like as long as you're open and honest about it, I don't care. You do you, I'll do me, and we won't do each other. Probably. I don't know yet. Yeah. Haven't quite decided. Might as well be Mac. Looks like he'd pretty handsome devil. So I mean. You never know.
Community, you're hurting the game, and you're part of the reason that Warzone is as shitty as it is. You look at this guy's aim in some gameplay, you don't really notice anything too crazy. It looks normal, but then you.
And I want to make this very clear. This footage that he's choosing right here is cherry picked. This is when he got temporary banned, number one. And number two, this is during Black Ops 6 Warzone. And Black Ops 6 Warzone had broken aim assist. It literally looked like aimbot. If you knew how to abuse rotational aim assist, then you essentially had aimbot to an extent.
Yeah, I remember
And
that.
that's what you're gonna see. Just him beaming people. But again, people don't take that into consideration.
You have gameplays where he's actively getting banned in real time.
Listen to how quiet I was back in the day.
I can hear him coming up the stairs. No walls, no nothing. Again, just hip firing.
Pretty good. That was cool. Couldn't even see any of those guys, but I got them all.
Plus, COD's stuff also doesn't really have any recoil at all whatsoever. So if you understand recoil control and you know how to abuse aim assist, which literally, again, both distance and close up was completely insane in BO6 and a BO6 Warzone. Granted, this does look a little shady, but at the end of the day, again, this dude does this for a living, you know?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Let me just point out that all of you guys that are playing Call of Duty and Warzone are like very likely getting carried by aim assist, because back in my day in Cold War, we didn't have aim assist. We had aim resist.
Oh yeah, no, dude, 100%.
We had aim resist.
I abused the crap out of aim assist day in and day out. Again, that's why I know what's going on. I can see that. This is not a Cronus. A Cronus has very, very, very tail signs. Same thing with aimbotting. Even if you're using a soft aimbot, there's still tail signs for it. Because again, I used to make it. It was a little less advanced and stuff like that back in the day, but you still see the tail signs of it. To me, this is a person that is just abusing the crap out of rotational aim assist. Straight up.
Let me see you about some sweaty YY TikTok.
Yeah, this looks like how I play.
So, just go show them who's the real
Yeah.
Go show them who the real
He's missing shots all over the place too. Like,
For the hell. Did they nerf the Krig? That was actually nuts that he did not die there.
Damn,
Still
I
making
remember when the
same
Krig was
excuses.
good.
This is about, what is this, about a year ago maybe, this clip? No, this was over the summer. Almost a year, about 10 months. So, I'll still make the same excuses.
he's got that 5 o'clock shadow now.
Nerf this one overnight? Well, the guy has infinite health. I literally said that yesterday, probably.
And there's the temp ban. Again, as you can see, temporary banned. It's not an actual permaban.
And his aim's just
So to sit there and say like, oh, he got banned. He got temporary banned. There is a difference. That literally could have been for a number of reasons. It could have been for the 2-boxing thing when the terms of service changed, in the sense of like Activision actually started enforcing certain things. Or, mind you, and granted, I know I said in the terms of service, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But, or, hear me out, there was a ton of camo glitching going on. And they cracked down hard on camo glitching. So, and a lot of these top streamers were getting temporary bans, but they weren't getting permabanned. And when they would contact their reps, they would, for the most part, be able to figure out what's going on. Also, this is just an amazing photo, like free shot of him. I love it. His eyes look soulless. Like I genuinely like. He looks like the type of guy that you see stumbling out of the bar at 5 a.m. Like got nothing to do, just nowhere to go, sad as hell, just depressed, just hating life. That is the look on this dude's face right now.
My money is on that he probably got temp banned because of the 2-boxing thing. Because I don't know if you remember this, but when Black Ops 6 also came out, another thing that they did to crack down on it is they made it to where, so you know how the way people do it is they queue up on the dummy account, right? They get that alert searching for a game, and then while it's in the pregame lobby, you join up on them, right? When Black Ops 6 came out, they actually made it to where once that a player starts searching for a match, you can no longer join up on them. So I think that they were really trying to crack down hard on it, and that may have been why he got temp banned.
Yeah, 100%. And like I said, it very well could have been. There's a high possibility, but we do not know. So all we do is we can speculate, but we have no actual proof. I tried saying a word and I can't say it because my mouth just does not want to make that word noise, I guess. But anyway, aside the point, we don't have any actual proof. So to sit there and explicitly say, yep, nope, he was banned. Yep, nope, it was for 2-boxing. Yep, nope, it was for XYZ. That's unfair to him. There is no proof of that. We have no proof of that. And I know for a fact that if this dude right here, Grandpa over here, would have gotten, Grandpa, good God, dude. The thing is, throw your hood back on. Like, he made a video with a hood on, and just give up, man. That hair's gone. That hair's gone. Just give up. Just shave it. Like, go full on Mr. Clean. Just call it. It ain't worth it. But anyway, my nitpicking aside, that is just I don't like that. I don't like that because it's like making a blind accusation, which is essentially what he's doing. He is blindly sitting there saying it is for this specific reason. Okay, where's your proof? Well, I don't have proof, but it's in the TOS. Okay, but where's your proof? You'll see what happens when people ask for proof from him later on.
And it's sticky. There's no recoil. There's no flinch. There's no left or right kick when aiming down sight. And this is just stuff that you deal with if you're in normal lobbies. When the gameplay that I'm going to show is actually the gameplay that I broke my controller over. And if you notice, there's just a...
Did you notice what he just said?
Yeah. That's a crazy thing to admit.
Yep. A grown-ass man broke his controller because he was mad in Call of Duty.
You know what I just wrote? When he said I broke my controller, I had the thought of Wings of Redemption when he slams his controller. It's like, I just broke my controller.
Well, again, Wings of Redemption, man, he's just a straight up lolcow. So you come to expect that. But like this dude that is, cosplaying as a PC checker, this great guru of technology, and I'm gonna be the one to end all cheating, and all these cheating streamers are gonna have to answer to me. Like, go fuck yourself, dude. You have the mentality of a child, and you have the fucking personality of a 2x4. All right, shut the fuck up. You don't know anything. And to sit there and tell me that you smashed your controller like a fucking child, that is what a child does. You know what I mean? That is what a child does, straight up. So, like, all my respect. Even if you had me for a minute or however long it is, like, we're in this, like, what, 6 minutes and 55 seconds? Even if you had me until then, you lost me right there. Right then and there, because that tells you your maturity level. And the fact that he was so butthurt over the Galaxy Warzone thing that he literally sat there and said, "Oh, well, yeah, he's a big boy streamer. He decided to ban me from his chat." It's like, fuck you, dude. You are just as much of a child at that point, smashing your controller for Call of Duty. Get the fuck out of here.
Also, how is showing gameplay on a broken controller gonna prove what normal gameplay is supposed to look like on a regular, not broken controller?
Okay, so this is actually gameplay leading up to him breaking his controller.
Okay.
You actually see when he breaks his controller.
Oh my god.
I'm not even shitting you. Like, he added that in. But this is ridiculous right here too.
A lot of weapon recoil. There's a lot of flinch when there shouldn't be with guns where you really shouldn't have that much kickoff. And
So that's a ground loot gun, number one. Number two, that is horrible centering. And number three, terrible recoil control. That is what I'm seeing. I'm not seeing super floaty aim. I am seeing a low-skilled player that does not understand recoil control and has horrible centering. That is what I'm seeing. What about you?
I'm seeing a shitty player trying to make an excuse as to why he didn't hit any of his shots.
Yo, okay, thank you.
it's just a bunch. You look at it and you see it for what it is. Call of Duty isn't fair. It's not. We're not.
How in the hell are you going to sit there and say that it's super floaty? You literally aimed at the box. That is just terrible shit. Oh my god, that is just terrible. Like, you're gonna super floaty aim. Fuck you, guy. You just straight up don't have anything.
I picked that same gun, ground loot, in Warzone, and that gun is like fucking amazing. I don't know what he's talking about.
No, dude. Like I said, he does not understand recoil control, and you're gonna see more of that on display in a minute. And it gets even worse. Like that statement goes like out the window. Trust me, it gets way worse.
Not being realistic. You can't have one game where you pop off for 22 kills and you die 0 times in Resurgence, and then you drop in and you go 0-2, 2-5.
It's not super floaty.
Cope alert right here. We got a cope alert. You want to know why? That's what SBMM does, motherfucker. That's SBMM. That's SBMM, boy. Cry about your SBMM protected ass. Oh, shut up. Like, go fuck yourself. They can pop off in one game and not pop off. Shut up. Like, oh my god, that is so much cope. It's got nothing to do with recoil control. It's got nothing to do with the game hating you. The game is rigged. That's what it is. That is copium through the roof.
The game is literally meant to be rigged to protect people that are as low level as he is, and he still can't do good enough.
Well, that's the thing is, so he's admitted, right, that he was, he played a little bit of it in MW3, but he got heavy into it in BO6. In BO6, he was winning games and he was doing that. SBMM was so thick in that game. It was actually insane. Even actual, like, pro players were having a hard time. All right, I'm going to cut that out, and I'm going to cut a couple of other things out. My wife just texted me. Anyway.
Yeah. I'll do the same.
But anyway, aside the point, though, is like he was in a very, very protected bracket, mind you, okay? And over the last year, since Black Ops 6 got released, BO7 and Warzone have lost a shit ton of players. Like, so many players. So you're playing against a smaller player pool and now lacks SBMM ever since BO7 came out. They lacks SBMM for both Warzone and BO7. Okay, so the combination of the two, you are now playing against players that actually know what the hell they're doing. So you are a terrible player that has horrible centering, doesn't understand how to use recoil, do recoil control with weapons, even though that this gun literally can just beam straight lined if you know what you're doing. So far I have not seen any actual things where this game hates him to the point where it's rigged in the sense of like what he's saying. Is the game rigged? Oh, hell yeah, it's rigged. But it's not rigged in the way that he's saying. That's what I'm getting at.
You just get slapped. I understand. Yeah, maybe you're playing harder players, but it's not just who you're matching up against. It's not just the gunfights. It's how the game feels. And I've made plenty of videos on this. I am not shying away from the fact that I think Call of Duty has a deeper issue than just its players. It has a deeper issue. It has an issue with its core mechanics. You can watch my videos. I have no shortage of content going over the subject matter with ADS, aiming down sight stuff, just the way the game plays, movement, all that good jazz, right? When you go into firing range and you test the recoil, it's not exactly the same every single time, but it, in most cases, follows the same common direction when you're doing the recoil. And when you're shooting things in firing range, the way that feels versus the way it feels in game is different. And these Call of Duty streams,
once again, copium alert. Hell no, dude. You are gonna tell me that they coded it differently, right? Specifically for firing range and specifically for match. Do you have any idea how convoluted and just insane that would be?
Not to mention that
if
people
that were
would
true,
be exclusive ace and other people would be immediately on it.
Oh, 100%. And even I've showed off in one of my previous videos, right, that this is just not true. The weapons follow the exact same pattern in match and in firing range. This is copium. This is what I'm talking about. This is a bad player, as I'm saying again, as I said 20 times a minute ago. This is a bad player that doesn't understand the core mechanics of the game, doesn't understand how recoil works, doesn't understand how rotational aim assist works, and he's blaming the game for his incompetence.
Here's another thing too. So I don't think he understands how guns work in the Black Ops series. I don't know how it was in MW, but I did play those games a little bit. But I know with Black Ops, so every time you shoot a gun in 6 and 7, right, the bullet doesn't exactly go where you were aiming at. It goes slightly around it, you know. However, there are attachments that you can put on your gun that actually make it more precise. I forget what the attachment is called, but it literally says it makes it more precise to where you're actually shooting at.
Yep, it's like hip fire, precision, and a handful of other. Yeah, 100%. And again, that is the thing, is just because you're in ADS does not mean you're gonna straight straight laser beam at somebody. Like, you have to correct yourself. You have to keep moving your left stick as you're moving your right stick. You can't just sit there and throw your hands up and say, Jesus, take the wheel. Like, it doesn't work that way. It's insane.
Gamers, they play the game enough. They know this. And if you play Call of Duty, even if it's on a casual level, you know a difference between the way the gun feels in the firing range and the way that it feels inside the game. Might as well be Mac.
This is what, that right there. That's when he broke his controller. And the thing is, too, is that this tells me he's on PC.
Yeah.
Right? So the thing with this, right, is that he will sit there and he will bitch about the the audio in the game being terrible. You have equalizers built into your PC that you can fuck with and fix that. And he's choosing not to do it. Art War is nothing more than an external equalizer that somebody else created. It does not touch game data at all whatsoever.
The game also has its own equalizers, both free and paid. Although, like, I'm not one to tell you how to spend your money, but
yeah, no, 100%
built into the game.
Oh, yeah, dude, and don't get me wrong. I will be the first to admit that COD's audio is busted. 100%, it is busted. But there are ways that you can improve it, even on console. My PS5, I literally got called a cheater the other day because I heard somebody that was 2 stories below me, but it's because I use audio focus and I boost it to a high pitch and I set it to strong. I can literally hear footsteps around 150 meters around me. I can hear gunfire across the map because of that.
I have Sennheiser headphones that do the same thing, and then I have this like Qdelix 5K DAC. You plug it into your PC, and you can hear, like, not only can you hear people from across the map, but you can actually hear the type of surface that they're like walking on. So if they're walking on concrete, you can hear like dust, and like it's kind of crazy. And then if they're on grass, you can like actually hear the grass super clearly.
Oh, 100%. And like I said, if you're gonna sit there and you say Art War is cheating, then having an expensive pair of headphones like you have, that's cheating. Yeah. Having your audio changed on a console, that's cheating. Having audio, what is it? The audio motion or audio focus lights or whatever. I don't know what they're talking about. I'll pop it on screen. That literally pop off and light up based off of where sound is coming from through the speaker. Like it can tell that. I think Razer's the one that sells it. There might be another company that sells it, but it's a thing. Like you're gonna say that one of them is cheating, then they're all cheating. So essentially, using anything that can improve your experience that you do not get out of the box, just because you're dumb enough not to know how to fix it, means that all of us are cheating. It's so much copium. It's insane. I don't understand that mindset, but. Yeah, no. So this is when he went full man-child mode and broke his controller, and he actually, hilariously enough, in his video not prior to this one, but prior to the one that he just last did, he actually shows off the controller, and it is destroyed. Like he had to like it's not just like I'm gonna get mad and just like kind of drop it on the ground. No, he full on Thor's hammered the shit out of that. Like, it is busted all holy hell. And it's a DualSense controller. You know how durable those things are. They're pretty damn durable. It's pretty thick-ass plastic. And he smashed the shit out of it. So that tells me he either just spiked the fuck out of it on the ground, or he repeatedly smashed it off of something.
He probably just chucked it, to be honest. That's mostly how I've seen him on. I don't know if you've seen those compilation videos where people like fucking lose it and then they just chuck the controller. They like hammer slam it down.
Yeah. It's just it's insane. Like I've never it's straight man-child behavior. Like this community will sit there and say that these streamers are just straight clown behavior. What the hell do you call that then? It's the same situation. Like, Call of Shame sat there and called this guy out. Like, oh, he called him out. It's like, dude, you are literally advocating for a man-child. Like, I don't understand it. The guy does not know what he's talking about. And the thing is, too, is that he's shouted out Rick, who I know off to the side as well as a content creator, in the sense of, like, I popped in his streams every now and then. I talked to him in his stream. And he did not like the fact that Angry Television is using him as like a backing, as like, oh, well, he's looked into him too. First off, I love Rick. He's a good guy. Never had, any bad interaction with him. But he's the last person I'm going to go to for any backing on cheating accusations that I have against anybody. Just straight up not going to happen. So the fact that he's like, oh, well, I don't like him, putting that in there because I did not agree with him, but he still continues to do it. Like, it's just, He's grifting off of somebody else's name. But
people don't think he's legit. He's, like I said, he's just on that long list of other streamers that are hurting the Call of Duty community. What he does, and he really doesn't.
And you and your man-child and misinformation totally is not hurting the Call of Duty community at all.
Show his streaming setup too much. He does show it But the way that he has his monitor set up, you can't really tell what's going on. There's like a space behind his monitors. There's like a monitor behind that monitor. Is he using a Chrono Zen? I don't know. I don't know. What we can do, and this is
You see, that tells me everything I need to know, right? Because if he's sitting there saying, they're like, oh, is he cheating? Is he using a Cronus Zen? I don't know. It's because you don't know what to look for. A Cronus Zen, the tail signs of a Cronus Zen are so blatant and obvious that it would stick out like a sore thumb. You're looking for jittering in little circles in the ADS. I have showed this in multiple videos of mine. It is so blatantly obvious. And the fact that he can't sit there and explicitly say, I see him using a Cronus, or I don't see him, the tail signs of him using a Cronus, tells me everything I need to know. Straight up. He does not know what he's talking about.
just like I did with Galaxy Warzone. Might as well be Mac. Do a full stream setup. Show your whole thing. No pauses in between lobbies. Just show, like, if you're 2-boxing, 3-boxing, just show it. People are going to have more respect for you if you just show the people, hey, this is what I'm doing. Sorry, guys, but this is what I'm doing. This is how I get content. This is how, because people want to see interesting gameplay. They don't want to see me getting wiped lobby after lobby after lobby after lobby and then having one game out of 20 that goes in my direction. That's just not what they want to see. They want...
You see, here's the funny thing, right? Is that in his last video, he did not say that. He did not agree with that. He did not say that at all. But after, and mind you, he does not mention me at all whatsoever. And he has not replied to any of my comments. And granted, I only left one comment on there. But he has not said anything about Hoppa calling him out or me calling him out or all the other content creators that have called him out, right? But he uses our talking points, right? That was explicitly one of the talking points that I called out. And that is the reason why they 2-box is content. And because he literally, in his previous video was like, oh, I don't know. I don't know if they do it. I don't know why they do it. I don't know.
He's not going to talk to you guys because it's essentially how do I put this?
Echo chamber.
He already knows that you guys know what you're talking about, but he's kind of like it's like an echo chamber. He's stuck in his own world, right? He thinks that he knows better, and obviously I'm not gonna be talking to people that know better than me, you know.
And that's the thing too, is that I'll be totally honest, right? I am, being extremely critical of him, and I have been extremely critical of him of the last 2 videos. And of course, I've just been, roasting the shit out of him in here. But like, I would be open to talking to him. I would be open to, communicating with him, but he won't do it. Same with Hoppa. Hoppa has jokingly and seriously said that he would invite him onto one of his live streams and talk to him. Straight up. Because the two of us are extremely, forward-headed in the sense of, like, we think about that type of stuff and we're open-minded. That's the actual terminology I wanted to use, not forward-headed. That's just, I don't even know if that's a real thing. Probably not. Probably look like a total moron right there, but I don't care. But anyway, that's aside the point. Is if you want to talk about this, or if you want to make this kind of content, that's fine. We don't have a problem with that. But it's when you jump into it head first and you don't know what you're talking about, and you make shit up on the fly. You accuse people because you see other people of accusing them. You use the same regurgitated talking points without any actual receipts. Like, you look like an idiot. Straight up. That's what happens. So it just, I wish, like, he would, again, both of us are open to him, popping in and having a conversation. But you're going to see why that'll never happen. Not only just because of what you said. I'm going to show you something a little later on. You'll see what I mean.
Content. They want to hit clips. This guy is known for his clips. He has shorts that have over millions of views. It's kind of crazy. But that's how he's so popular. That's how he has so many subscribers on YouTube, is that his shorts just do really well. His long-form content, not as much. His game with YouTube is his clips, and that's what people want to see. That's what they want to see on the TikTok.
I mean, that's not exclusive to him, though. That's just how YouTube is in general.
Yeah, 100%. It's just short-form content right now is just dominating the crap out of everything because everybody has brain rot. Like, if it's not given to you in 10 seconds, they don't, or 6 seconds, they don't care. They don't want it.
You can't really use that as an example. Oh, he does short-term content, so that means he obviously 2-boxes for entertainment. So because with all of his normal videos aren't getting the same amount of traction.
Yeah, it's just it's ridiculous thinking. Like, it amazes me that this dude has been online, and specifically like Call of Duty, or not Call of Duty, but like YouTube in general,
You know
and
what-
the
you know
fact
who he
that
reminds
he
me of?
doesn't understand it. Huh?
Reminds me of Twitter. That's how Twitter is. Twitter FGC. They're all living in an echo chamber. They like
Yep.
to talk like they know what they're talking about. When you invite them on your channels and stuff like that, or you try to debate them, they don't want to show up. Or when they show up without like just like an anime profile, no camera.
Yep.
And as soon as you start to immediately pressure them, they immediately start going like, "Oh yeah, you're right. And they just back down immediately.
Oh, 100%. It's because at the end of the day, they don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, they don't.
So when you get to that point where you're able to openly call them out, they're like, "Oh fuck, I don't know how to rebuttal this. I look like an idiot. Let's just save myself, from looking too much like an idiot, and let's try and fix this." Like, it's insane. It truly is insane. And you know what? Actually, I talked Rick up a little bit there, and he's even guilty of that. I'm not necessarily like, even I'm guilty of it. Like, I'll be totally transparent and honest, not necessarily about this kind of stuff, but there are certain situations where I've jumped into conversations or I've jumped into debates, and I had 5% of the information, and then the person beside me or the person in front of me that I was debating came in with the other 95 and slapped the ever-living shit out of me. Literally, to the point where my grandkids would feel the slap. That's how hard. And you know what? I sat there and I take it with stride. You know what? It's a learning curve. All right, cool. I didn't know that. Thank you for, letting me know. My bad. I'll course correct. I will make sure that from now on, with what the content that I'm making or what I'm saying, that I'm saying it correctly. My bad. I got this wrong. But he can't do that. Trust me when I say this. You're going to see it. Trust me.
Social media, whatever. Might as well be Mac. This is an invitation that you show an open stream. You show all your equipment. You show people your PC. You show people inside your PC. You show people, hey, look, I'm not doing anything wrong. I understand. Like, and it's all about the approach. It's all about how you think about it. If you are a streamer, if you are a popular streamer, you have 50,000 subs on Twitch, brother, that's pretty damn good. Like, I couldn't imagine having 50,000 subs.
Mind you, at the beginning of the video, he literally just belittled the shit out of him. Essentially made him feel small. You remember that?
Yep.
Remember that part of the video?
Yep.
And now all of a sudden he's kissing his ass.
Backpedaling.
Like, yep.
On Twitch, that means people like you. People want to see you play the game. That's fine. But do them a solid. Hey guys, look. People think that I am cheating. Let me end this.
Hold on.
Let me just do the right thing.
First of
Yeah.
all,
And
Yeah.
not only
First of all, I don't know I don't know if he's going to be watching this, but first of all, anybody that's watching this, you are not owed anything.
Yep. 100%.
You really,
And
you
that
aren't.
is the mentality. Yep. And that is the mentality with a lot of these people, right?
Yeah.
Is because the best way I can put it, right, is Galaxy Warzone actually shut him up and shut this down when he accused him, right? At first, it was, oh, he's using a Cronus. He's cheating using a Cronus. I know it because I've seen videos of him, of people cheating with Cronuses. His gameplay matches right up with theirs. First off, that is the worst fucking way to ever accuse somebody of cheating, is sitting there like, oh, well, your gameplay looks like this. Well, you know what? You know whose gameplay also looks like that? Some of the CDL players. And it's because of how they play. I'm not the greatest, Call of Duty player, Warzone player, but all the memes of that one teammate, they will push an entire team alone like an idiot and then come running back. I am that person. I play super aggressively and I go in way over my head sometimes. Sometimes I come out on top. And it makes my ego inflate and my head inflate. And I feel like a god. And then I get smacked right back down about 5 minutes later when I go try to do it again. But at the end of the day, I can sit there and go, you know what? That was my fault. There's no cheating involved. I'm an idiot. I chose to fucking charge a 4-stack. That is on me. Like, it's like running into somebody with a Terminator skin. At the level that you are, 99% of the time, you are not going to come out on top of a Terminator skin. Or a person using a Terminator skin, because that is literally how to identify a sweat. If you see them wearing a Terminator skin, you know for a fact they're going to be butt sliding and jumping all over the place, doing everything they can to abuse rotational aim assist, abuse the movement, and try and break your screen and make you run out of ammo. And that's when they're going to that's when they're going to come at you.
Yeah.
That's how it is. And going back to what you said, Might As Well Be Mac does not owe anybody anything. He can like I don't care. Like that is the thing. You can say he's cheating all you want. He does not owe you to have to see his PC screen or PC setup.
And that thing he
The
said
dude-
about the subs thing, he said, "Oh, he's got 50k subs and stuff like that." I think that's what he said. You can.
Yeah.
He said, you're a big streamer. You have this many subs. The least you can do is do this for your audience and like basically give them some relief or whatever. But it's like that doesn't. You are not owed anything because I can have 50k subs too. If you're a subscriber and you're subscribed to me and I hit 50k subs, you are not owed a tour of my setup. I'm
No,
sorry.
100%. Exactly. And the thing is too is like this is straight up strategic, right? This is mentalism and shit like that. In the sense of he is creating a narrative now, right? Where if Mac does not show his setup, well, he must be cheating
must be
because he's got
cheater.
something to hide. Exactly. And that's the thing. Is I personally look at it like I don't give a fuck. Dude's entertaining. He's good at the game from what I could tell. I don't care. See 2 boxes? Who cares? I don't. At the end of the day, if Activision isn't going to step in the sense of if this dude really does have 50k subs, right?
Yeah.
And his stream really is as large as, he's making it out to be. Same thing with Galaxy, same thing with all these other 2 boxers that have these massive audiences, right? Then why hasn't Activision taken action? It is in front of their face. You mean they literally, from what Blame Truth has said, right? They literally have lists of people that they trust within the community and people that they don't trust in the community. Kind of like Blame Truth. Apparently, according to him and people that he's, talked to that work inside of the company, the higher ups literally talk shit about him all the time and absolutely despise him. How much of that is rage bait? I don't fucking know.
I can
But at the end of the day,
attest to this. I actually know somebody on the inside, and there is a list of people.
oh yeah,
There is a-
100%.
There's
ahead.
a list. I know a lot of people like to say, "Oh, the list isn't real. It's just kind of like conspiracy theory that they have a list of who's getting that paycheck and who's like not gonna get banned and whatever." But the thing is, the list is real because I know somebody on the inside, and they've actually given me a couple names. But I'm obviously not gonna say who that person is. You already seen what happened to Ghost of Hope.
Yeah, dude, fuck that. You open your mouth again, boy, I'm gonna sue you into the ground.
Yeah.
Like it's dumb, dude. It is so dumb. But no, like that's my point though. Is like they pay attention to them. So if Big Daddy Activision actually thought that they were doing something wrong in the sense of this is the game creator, right? These are the people that own the game. If they are abusing TOS, and if it is that big of a deal, then Big Daddy Activision would come in with their Big Daddy dick and would slam it down on the ground and go,
And here's
knock
the
it
thing.
off.
I'm in the COD Insider program, so I'm in the trusted. I'm on the inside too. They're not
Yeah.
asking us what we think of the weapon balance or what we think of the cheater situation. They want to know if Timmy No Thumbs thinks the battle pass looks cool.
Yeah.
They don't care.
They don't care.
They would if they really cared about this sort of stuff. When I fill out the seasonal questionnaires and like the surveys that they send me out to do and gave me all of these like sneak peek previews of what the next season is gonna be, they would be asking me, oh, what do you think of how do you feel about the integrity of the game? How do you feel about the server stability? How do you feel about weapon balance? They'd be asking me stuff about the game. They're not asking me about the new maps. They're not asking me about the gun balance. They're only wanting to know, what do I think of the Black Seal Battle Pass? What do I think about the cosmetics of the shop?
Yeah. Yeah. They don't care. That's my whole point too. Is like at the end of the day, if they're 2 boxing, Big Daddy Activision obviously doesn't care.
Yeah.
So what's the point? What is the point in getting this worked up and this irritated about it? There's no point.
Support my community, but support the Call of Duty community as a whole, and let people know that I'm not doing anything malicious. I'm not trying to hurt anybody. I'm not cheating. I don't have to sit in. It just got really dark. There we go.
I might have to mute that part, not gonna
What is
lie,
that
because I don't know if I might get copyright hit by a song.
Yeah, I'm gonna do
I'm gonna
that
have to
too.
do that
100%.
I'm no joke. I literally saw, who was it that Oh, I'm trying to remember who was it that was singing a song. Oh, you see Mr. Waffle Waffles during the Black Ops
Yes.
Cold War, the ending of the last map. That had
Yep.
that song. He got copyright
Yep.
struck, and then he tried singing the song without music, and he still got hit by it because he didn't own the lyrics.
Oh yeah, dude, it's stupid, and I'm actually kind of. I mean, his channel is small enough that he probably didn't get hit by it, but
So
yeah,
he,
no,
he had
100%.
to, he had to hum the rhythm of the song. He couldn't sing
It's yeah, dude, it's so dumb. But anyway, like, yeah, no, I'm gonna cut that out too because
Yeah.
like
I'm not
I'm just
playing with that.
yeah, no, me neither. I ain't playing with that fire.
You show it's probably gonna get dark again. You show your gameplay, you show your setup, you show your equipment, and it's gonna make people feel a lot better about the whole situation. Where am I at? 11 minutes. I don't have to go too long on this. The way that I called out Galaxy, though, like I think in my mind it was a good idea. The attention that the video got, I thought going into his setup or him coming to me would be good content. Well, it just didn't happen that way. So I have to approach this differently and say, hey, look, this is what I'm asking you to do. I'm not telling you need to do it. This is just me asking, hey, would it be too much to show your whole setup, show your equipment, show inside your PC, show people you're not using a Cronus N, aim matrix, you're not using any type of aimbot, you're not using any type of software that manipulates the aim script inside the game. I mean, it gets stupid complicated, and it just showing your
Again, he's not showing any current day gameplay. He is creating the narrative. He's sitting there saying, oh, well, you don't have to. I'm asking you to nicely. And then again, you're showing visuals of where people think that he's cheating. You are creating that narrative bubble. And that is what he's feeding off of.
This is the same shit that Call of Shame was doing whenever he would be talking about cheaters. He would just use I don't know if you noticed this, he would use the exact same footage every time he'd bring up somebody.
Oh, 100%. Every single time. It's insane. Or he'll sit there and he'll peddle that, like, oh, swag banned, swag cries about XYZ. And then it's literally 5 minutes of him talking about his made up fucking imaginary anti-cheat. And then it's 30 seconds of swag getting slightly upset or butthurt about the game. And then the other 5-minute block is him talking about the other dumb shit. Like, it's straight clickbait, essentially. Like, granted, there's still a bit of swag in there, but you're grifting off of the name. And that is, it's stupid. It is so stupid.
setup is going to put a lot of people's minds at ease. And the people that are claiming that you're cheating, you're going to have people that still claim you're cheating. You're never going to get away from that.
Then what the fuck is the point? Then what the fuck is the point? And that is the whole reason why these streamers just don't care anymore. If you're going to accuse me of cheating, okay. What the fuck am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to show you my PC setup every fucking time I get another little scrub getting into my damn, stream going, actually, you shouldn't have been able to hit all those shots all at once. Actually, the recoil control on that weapon is way too extreme and you don't have any. Actually, like, shut the fuck up. Get out of here, dude. Like, don't come at me with that. And then the sense of like, oh, it'll better the community. It'll help your reputation. But at the end of the day, there's possibly people, actually, no, there are people that are just not going to believe it anyway. So what the hell's the point? What is the point? It's dumb.
Not doing any of those things. If somebody's like, hey, let me see your setup. If people are claiming that I'm cheating, dude, look at my shit. Look at my shit.
They're like Jared Leto.
Demonstration time.
Look at my shit.
Yeah, I know.
My little Millennium Falcon chilling. It's documented.
Okay, that's actually kind of cool. A little nerdy. I like that, though.
That's it. There's nothing here. It got dark in here again. This is it. I mean, that's all there is to it. There's nothing over here to the side. It's got some mail, my coffee cups. I get it. If you have like
That's smart. Show one of your bank checks. That's a good idea.
Grab and move around. I'm
probably gonna have to. I don't know if I will, but I'm probably gonna.
I'm gonna cut that out too.
I'm gonna have to blur the image or something because this dumbass.
Yep.
You're fucking dumb, dude. Why don't you? Got it.
Yep.
Why do you have a bank check on your gaming setup and then film it? Why would you do that, dude? How dumb are you?
Like, that's my point. This dude does not think. He just talks. He does not think. There is no thought process. He just acts, which is ridiculous coming from. I've got ADHD. So like some of my thoughts are completely random and I talk a lot and I say nonsense. But at the end of the day, that is dumb. Even like yeah, I'll cut that whole piece out.
I'm gonna just put a black
including,
box over the part and then take the black box out. That way I can still hear the audio. So dumb, dude.
Oh god.
You're a
yeah.
How old are you, bro? You're like a streamer, right? But like you're like this dude, like he's in his 30s or something. But you just leave bank checks and you're filming over him, bro. Like you could. Like,
it's stupid. Dude. It is stupid. And I refuse to believe he's under the age of 40. I refuse to believe he's under the age of 40.
He's
just
like 37,
straight up.
37, 39. He could be 40, honestly.
Nah, he's 40. He's unk. He's unk status. Straight up. Full stop.
I got called unk once and I'm like 23, so.
Nah. He's Grandpa Unk. He's Gramps. Straight
Grandpa.
up, dude. Dude, he's just, God, he is such a boomer. Like, it's such a boomer mentality. If I don't understand something, then I don't want to learn it. It's just so stupid, dude. It's just like old people with self-checkouts. Like, it's dumb. They get so mad. Every single time I go into a store, and most of the time there's some old person getting ticked off because there's not enough open registers with people. It's like, dude, complaining about it isn't going to change it. Just deal with it. Like, go to self-checkout. It's insane. But anyway, that's beside the point. That's me rambling.
You're a streamer. I'm sure you have the resources or an extra camera you can set up on a tripod. Hell, I have a tripod. It got dark in here again. Jesus.
I have a tripod.
That's why you
must have a tripod too.
I do.
That's why you don't rely on natural light. You rely on artificial light. But hey, whatever. Tech guru over here doesn't know that. It's all good.
Also, nice to assume that the other game. I have a tripod, so obviously you must have a tripod too.
Yeah, dude, it's just again. It comes down to this guy thinking that these streamers owe something to people, and they don't. They don't. 99% of their audience that actually watches them, right, that supports them, that cares about them, that has built that trust and relationship with them, so to speak, they don't care. They don't care unless you are actively screwing them over in the sense of like ripping them off or stealing from them. They're not going to care because they're going to support them regardless. That's why I've always thought this hacker hunter BS was so stupid even from the start, because you're trying to take down somebody. Granted, Call of Shame has like 197,000 subscribers, but he's only getting like, I want to say it's probably like anywhere between 20 to 30,000, maybe even less views now, because Call of Duty content is just dead. That's honest to God why I may or may not even upload this. I might just not bother. I don't know. But
I think you
at the end of the day,
just to like have it up there.
I might. Finding motivation lately is a pain for me. Just a lot of health issues lately, man.
My mentality has always been like I'd rather just upload it and not like have it just sit there and rot. Only time I've ever deleted something was when I was like, I don't see any point in this. Like doesn't add anything.
Yeah, no, I feel you. It just the whole mentality of what he's pushing right now is just it's insane to me. It's not going to matter because his audience is still going to support him. I mean, how long has Call of Shame been nagging the hell out of FaZe Swag's audience, out of Galaxy Warzone's audience, out of all of these content creators' audiences, Nadia, Bams, all of them? How much has it affected them? Not at all. So it gets to the point where you're like, oh, we got to hold them accountable. If Big Daddy Activision, the people that they're playing the game, like, if they don't care and they're not holding them accountable, what's the point? I understand like self-preservation in the sense of like, oh yeah, we need to, knight in shining armor style thing, but it's dumb. It is so dumb. It is so pointless because at the end of the day, it's a losing battle. You're never going to win. You're going to sit there and be like, oh, well, they're cheating. Dude, unless you see a cheat menu pop up or an actual device, it's just hearsay. You don't have any irrefutable proof, and Activision sure as hell isn't going to come out saying anything about it. it's pointless to me.
Issues with the light, but I'm not going to go into all the technical aspects of the way I configure my camera for each recording, but it's
Technical aspects, homie, you're using natural light. It disappears. If 99% of cameras nowadays, including webcams, auto set based off of what happens.
Hold on, guys. Give me a second. That my son is having technical difficulties.
It's so stupid. Like tech guru over here, everybody. Tech guru. My camera. I'm not gonna tell you how I have it all set up to adjust lighting, even though that 90% of cameras nowadays have auto adjust settings. If you just let it do its thing, most of the time it's going to turn out okay. Sometimes it's not. I'm not saying that they're all perfect. But god damn it, technology has really evolved, Gramps. You might want to get with the times if you don't have one that does that. Just saying.
it's kind of a thing, and I want it to look a certain way, so get over it. So yeah, might as well be Mac. Don't be a bitch, bro. If you're part of the Call of Duty community for the greater.
I love that. Don't be a bitch, bro.
That's insane.
I'm the one that's, sitting here ragging on everybody, being a bitch, calling everybody cheaters because I don't fucking know how the game works. Don't be a bitch, bro. I'm the one smashing my fucking controller like a man-child, but don't be a bitch. It's dumb.
That's wild saying that. So here's my response to the other guy. I would honestly say this. I'll show y'all my setup. As long as if you apologize, if if you're wrong,
Yeah, 100%.
Because he should.
If you go ahead,
he should. Because in my opinion, if you're gonna talk that big of a game and keep that, then you better keep that same energy, when you're wrong. Because I've been wrong before. I've been wrong before, like 2 times at least 2 times on my channel before. I've called out True Underdog Gaming for being a shill. He wasn't a shill. I apologized to him. I called out Frame Whisper because I thought he was a doomer. Turns out he was right, so I apologized to him live on a live stream. So yeah, I think you better keep up that same energy.
I do 100%, and that's the thing too. Is it like at the end of the day, like I'll eat crow all day, every day, dude. I own my shit. That is the difference between this dude, right? It started out with Galaxy Warzone. He was definitely using a Cronus. He's cheating. I have 100% proof. Shows absolutely fucking no proof at all whatsoever. And then proves that he does not know how any of these cheat devices work. And then when he goes ahead and actually shows his, Galaxy Warzone shows his setup and shows that he's playing with a controller that's just directly connected to his PC. Oh, well, there might be a Cronus in that controller. We can't really see all that well in his PC. It was kind of crappy quality. What's that foot pedal on the ground? What is that? It's just like, oh, we're talking about cheating in Call of Duty, bro, and you got a foot pedal? It's like, yeah, push the talk, dude. Shut the fuck up. It's normal. There's so much cope, and when what he's saying doesn't make sense anymore, in the sense of he's hit a dead end, he just creates another road. It's stupid. It never ends because enough is never enough because he cannot be wrong. He can't just admit that he was wrong.
Good. Show your setup. Show your stream. Put a camera on a tripod. I don't care if it's your damn iPhone. Figure something out. Show people, hey, look, I'm not cheating. Stop thinking I'm cheating. I'm getting shadow banned because Activision are a bunch of bitches. But here's another truth. You don't get shadow banned as much as you get shadow banned for being a legit player.
Fuck you. 100% you do. There are players out there that are sweaty as all holy hell. They get into casuals. They get non-stop shadow banned or ranked non-stop shadow banned that aren't cheating. It's because the entire shadow ban system is based off of a trust score with the account. And if you have a sweaty player going up against idiots like you that don't know how the game works, they're going to get reported nonstop. So over time, after every shadow ban, your trust score gets lower and lower and lower and lower. So it's going to take less and less reports in order to shadow ban you. It just, again, this is that mentality of this is my reality. This is what I feel. Therefore, this is the reality that we all should be living in because I say so. Not necessarily that this is how I feel because it's dumb. It is so dumb. God, it just 5% of the information, dude. 5%. shadow ban don't mean fuck all nothing.
Just saying, bro. There's guys that are really good. Having a 12.4 KD in Warzone isn't a result of you being good at the game. It's a result of you 3-boxing, maybe 4-boxing into kitty lobbies, Timmy no thumb lobbies, and cleaning up for. That's just.
How the
Mind
fuck do
you-
you 4-box?
Yeah, that's the dude. God, don't even get me started. Don't even get me started. But like, the thing is too is that the last video that he uploaded, not the most recent one in the sense of the one he uploaded before this one, but the one before that, literally he was bitching that he just wants to shoot Timmy no thumbs, that little Timmys, and now he's stuck shooting big Timmys all the time. He's just shooting big Timmys, and he got butthurt over it. So I'm like, so you're gonna sit there and you're gonna criticize them for shooting little Timmys in the sense of like stuff like that, but you're gonna admit 2 videos ago that that's what you want to do too? Like it's hypocritical to a T. Oh god, I need water. That felt good. I just need to take a sip every now and then. Holy cow,
He's a
my mouth
man
dries
child.
out.
He basically wants to have his cake and eat it too.
Yo, dude, 100%. Like, there's so many. Like, I swear to God, he has an infinite amount of excuses. Whenever he can't, like, whenever one blows up in his face, he just reaches into the sack and pulls out another one. This is the reason why I feel like shit today. This is the reason why my gameplay is shit today. It's dumb. You saw in his actual gameplay that his centering is horrible. His recoil control is horrible. He doesn't understand how to play the game. This dude was actually mounting his weapons in Resurgence. That is the fastest game mode in gameplay other than ranked that is in this game. And if you take the time to mount your weapon on a wall, you're a sitting duck. That's just straight up like, it's, oh God, it's just, I cringe every single time I see a little bit of his gameplay because he's like, oh, the game is against me. No, you suck. You suck.
Dude, that's rotten. That is rotten to its core. It's dishonest. That's going to do it for this video, guys. If you liked it, hit the thumbs up for me. Talk shit down in the comments. Until the next one.
He means talk shit about the
not him,
streamers that he's
obviously
talking
not
about. Not him. 100% not him.
Nah, why would you talk shit about me? Talk shit about him.
But yeah, man, that was the angry television situation as we know it as of right now. Who knows what is going to happen? I just sum it all up, man. I really just wish this dude would just open his eyes and realize that he's not the main character, that everything really isn't as bad as he thinks it is. And if he actually put effort into the game itself, he would understand that 90% of what he's seeing isn't cheating. And that if he actually looked into things a little bit more, I don't know, man. I think that content like this and specifically like that, like actively hurts the community, because when you're spreading misinformation or anything like that, God only knows where it's going to end up going. And he might be a good guy off camera, whatever, in real person. And yeah, like I said, I would always love to sit there and talk to the guy and actually get like the actual inner working thoughts that he's got going on in there, because I think that'd just be interesting to lose myself in. But yeah, at the end of the day, like people are going to believe what they're going to want to believe. And that's what he believes right now. Maybe it might be something, change a little different down the road. Maybe we can change his mind, actually bring him back to reality. Who knows? But yeah, no, it's just, I wanted you, because of both of our kind of stuff intertwines in the sense of like cheating and everything like that. I figured you'd be a little interested just to see the delusional side of Call of Duty hacker hunting style stuff like that. Like just really see that, like I said, I'm not downplaying the cheating aspect of Call of Duty right now. We have a massive cheating problem, but it's not that deep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not as widespread as a lot of people think that it is.
On the delusional side of him, since you brought that up, you know what it reminded me of just now?
Yep.
There's this one predator hunter, I forgot his name, but there's a guy who just goes around accusing people of being predators, and this one time he got it wrong. He walked up to this random dude's car who he thought was a predator but wasn't, and he said, "So I hear you like minors," and he just punctures his tires. His car tires.
Yo, what the fuck?
I'm like, bro,
is that Vitali?
I think so. It was so messed up because the dude was
that
innocent.
sounds like that. Yeah, that sounds like Vitali. Vitali's fucking wild.
Yeah, he's
dude.
like, I hear you're a minor, and then he just punctures the dude's car tires.
Fucking idiot, man. He's so dumb. I mean, he's dumb. Just dumb. Anyway, brother, I'll catch you later.
Yeah, I'll catch you next time. Just hit me up if you want to do something else. I'm always available.
Will do, man.
Appreciate it.
Peace.
Peace.